walk in the street, how would you feel if people laugh at you just because you weigh more than the average person? How would you feel if mobility is very difficult just because of the extra pounds weighing you down? How would you feel if you cannot get a job because even going to the restroom is a very difficult task? Or getting dressed is a very tiring process? How would you feel if you feel the mocking stares behind your back everywhere you go? I'm sure some of you have suffered being made fun of or ridiculed one time in your life or another. How does this feel? I'm sure it's not a welcome feeling. It fills you with so much anger and frustration inside that you want to prove them wrong. But sometimes, unfortunately, you cannot do anything about it. These are the feelings that obese people suffer each and every day of their lives. In a world where to be considered physically attractive, you have to look like Barbie and Ken, Angelina Jolie, or Brad Pitt. You have to look like actor and actresses in the silver screen just to be called attractive. And to wear those fashionable clothes or latest fashions, you have to be skinny. This individual does not pass the average or the standard expectations of our society. And sometimes they become outcast, and instead of helping them, we stare and mock them, making them feel worse than they already feel in the process. I'm here to talk about obesity, its causes and effect on health, different treatment options, as well as helpful advices to avoid being overweight or obese. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, obesity is a serious pervasive health problem that many individuals suffer. National Center for Health Statistics says in 2007, 60% of U.S. individuals are either obese or overweight. What I have here is a report from the National Center for Health Statistics that shows that there's a steady increase in obesity in men and women from 1960 to 2004. It also shows here that women has more tendency to become obese than women. I'm sure some of you are wondering what causes a person to become obese. The possible reasons are heredity, leptin, set point, metabolism, and environmental factors. Let me explain each factor so you can understand how each could contribute to obesity. First is heredity. Until recently, scientists have underestimated the genetic component of obesity until researchers have found that some individuals do inherit a tendency to be obese. Researchers have also documented that animals can be inbred to be potentially obese. Another study shows that identical twins share the same weight, have similar weight even though they are reared apart. The second factor can be leptin, from the Greek word leptos, which means thin. This is a protein that when released by fat cells, it sends message to the person that he is full or she is full. So it decreases the intake of food and increases the use of body energy. This serves as an anti-obesity hormone. A research on mice, or are called OB mice, showed that a particular gene called OB normally produces leptin, but because of genetic mutation, research shows that the fat cells of OB mice cannot produce leptin, which makes them overeat, have slow metabolism, and get fat. So when the OB mouse was given daily doses of leptin, they were able to maintain their weight than those who were not treated with leptin. This is the picture of an OB mice. The one on top is the one treated with leptin, and the other one is not treated. Later on, I will pass it to you so you can further see it for yourselves. Another factor may be set point, which is the weight maintained with no effort to gain or lose weight. Fat is stored in the adipose cells, so when the person gets fat or gain weight, the cells increases, and therefore, even though the person loses weight, the cells might shrink but they will never go away. The fourth can be environmental factor. Obesity rate has doubled due to the greater availability of food, lack of exercise, and increase in energy-saving devices like elevator, escalator. And then it is also found that obesity is greater among women in low-income family than women in the higher income families. The fifth factor can be ethnicity and gender. Obesity rates can vary across different cultures, and environment also plays a great part in this factor. Now that I have discussed the probable culprits of obesity, now I will discuss the different effect it has on an individual. According to Stanford Clinic of California, obesity is a disease that can lead to a series of health-related problems, like high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, arteriosclerosis, which is the hardening of the arteries, joint problems, which include osteoarthritis, sleep apnea and respiratory problems, cancer, metabolic syndrome, and psychosocial disturbance, which is the inability of the individual to function properly in society. Being obese is indeed hazardous to an individual's physical and psychological well-being, as we have seen from the examples I've gathered with the health-related diseases. There are a number of treatments available for these individuals to get back to their normal lives. Diet and exercise is very important in shedding extra pounds, but unfortunately, they also need to seek medical or professional help, which can teach them special techniques to change their eating habits. They can also undergo surgical treatment like gastric bypass, gastric stapling, or banding. They can also use sleeve gastrectomy, and obesity treatment can be very long and a painful process, and group support have also proven invaluable to help individual battle obesity. The most importantly, environmental factors should also be monitored constantly to people who are potentially obese. I hope that I have brought you valuable information regarding the nature of obesity, its causes, effect, as well as different methods of treatment and prevention. Understanding obesity would enable you to realize the importance of good diet and exercise as a way to healthier lifestyle. Next time you eat in a Chinese buffet or gobble up your third piece of donut, keep in mind the different repercussions of eating unhealthily, and this might just discourage you from overindulging your palates. In closing, always remember the hardships that these individuals go through. They deserve empathy, they deserve respect, and they deserve privacy. They deserve the support they can get from the community. And most importantly, let's also help ourselves live healthier, long lives by learning. For more information, visit www.stanfordhospital.com for more information about obesity. My name is Christine Salonga, and I thank you all for your time, and God bless. Thank you.